أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة على أعدائهم من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي زدني علما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, hope everyone is well. And before I start the class, I would like to bring Sister Batul Laka on the mic. Sister Batul Laka, can you come on the mic?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. The reason why I brought you on the mic is just to find out how did you find that exercise which I sent yourself? I do expect yourself to say challenging. And if
Yes.
there's anything else,
Yeah.
please share your thoughts.
It's interesting, like how you asked, like the exercise asked us to translate the following, like, starting each sentence with the verb and then the subject of the verb.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that was interesting. Yes, that was different.
Yeah. So the reason why I did this,
how to form the sentences.
Yes, the reason why, because it was pretty much a continuation of what we did in class. So please speak. He can't hear you well. Right? Can you not hear me well? Okay. Let me find out. Right, my side, my microphone should be working fine. Can everyone hear me properly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Sheikh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So the next person I would like, anyone else would like to come and share their thoughts, because today's lesson, I'm not going to do anything from the book as such. I just want to cover all of the aspects of the exercise which I shared with you, because it was a really interesting exercise for yourself to learn and practice as well. So inshallah, first of all, before I actually go to the answers, which I've got on the screen for you, I typed them up for you. I want to go through the lesson itself. Is that clear? Can everyone see the actual screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what I'm doing now, let me explain what I'm doing. So people would normally just teach Madina Arabic book by itself. But what I'm doing, I'm bringing other books and other material to build your confidence and give you enough practice that you would say that, wow, I didn't realize that within book 2 we have covered so much information that I can study other books at a higher level now. So that's the reason why you will see that I'm bringing other material from other books, so that I can build you your confidence, your understanding, and have a good grasp of the Arabic language. Otherwise, it's easier for me to just follow the book rather than giving you extra material. It's more hard work for me. But the reason why I'm doing this is that I want, in a short period of time, invest your time in the best way possible so that you appreciate once you have finished the course itself. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing this, okay? So I just want to put things in perspective. Now, I'll get Sister, who didn't get a chance to come on the mic last week? That's the best way of putting it. Which sister or brother didn't get a chance to come on the mic last week?
I didn't get a chance.
Bismillah, come on the mic, Bismillah. Who is this speaking? Sister?
Farida.
Farida, okay. Bismillah, Farida. Okay, that's good. Bismillah, come on the mic. Let's read the our English first. The verbs, number, and gender. Can you read the English, please?
Okay. Verbs, number, and gender. The normal sentence order in Arabic is for the verb to come first, followed by the subject of the verb, and then the rest of the sentence. When a third-person verb begins a sentence, it will always appear in the singular form, even if the subject governing the verb is in the dual or plural. However, the verb must always agree in gender.
Okay, so when a third-person verb begins a sentence, it always appears in the singular form. What appears the verb? Even if the subject, meaning the doer of the action of the verb, is dual, plural. However, the verb must always agree in gender. Okay. right? I'll explain this outside the book rather than reading that term. It's trying to say whenever you have the third person like huwa and hiya, um, this is the formation of the sentences. So always the verb comes first and then the doer. Normally, I taught you so far. I said, if I said dhahaba, I'll say dhahaba zaydun. Correct, Sister Farida?
Yes, correct.
This is what I normally have said. Now it's also going to mention now here, and this is trying to teach you that you can have also you can have one singular verb like dhahaba. You can have dhahaba, and you can have the doer of the verb a plural or a dual, two people. So even though the doers are more than one person, that's possible. You can do that. I'll give you an example in the Quran. In the Quran, you and I recite the Quran and we read Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qad aflaha. Qad aflaha. The verb aflaha means he was successful or he succeeded or victorious. Aflaha. Okay? The word falah means success. Okay? It means falah, means success. Now, what happened is that the verb after qad aflaha is qad aflaha al-mu'minun. Yes? Al-mu'minun. It's plural, exactly. So al-mu'min is singular, but in the Quran it happens as well, and this is a ruling that you can have a singular verb, which normally the aflaha means he was successful, but qad aflaha al-mu'minun. Al-mu'minun is plural. Does that make sense? So rather than saying qad aflaha, qad aflahu al-mu'minun, we don't have that. We have singular verb for the third person aflaha, and al-mu'minuna is plural. Mu'min is singular and al-mu'minun is plural. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Does that put things in perspective now?
Yes.
So the ruling is that as long as, Sister Farida, as long as the verb is coming in the beginning of the sentence and the doer of the verb is coming after it, you can either have dual or plural, no problem at all.
Okay. All right.
Is that clear?
Okay.
Is that clear? Alaikum assalam. Who is this? Can you mention your name and come on the mic? Bismillah.
Aziz, can I just ask a question?
Yes, Sister Shanazizi.
Okay. You are saying we start with the singular form, but is it wrong if we put plural verb also? Is it wrong?
Yes. Grammatically, it's not eloquent. The Arabs don't prefer that. They would rather have the singular verb and have the plural or the dual come after it. It's how they speak the language. So this is how they do it.
The verb always has to be in the singular form, third person singular.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Sister Farida, come back on the mic.
Okay. Yes.
Now, next thing. Let me read some examples to you now. I want you to read, and I'll explain to yourself. Jalasa. Let's start from right. Jalasa Qasimun.
Ala al-kursiyi.
Correct.
Qasim sat on the chair.
So here we see Jalasa is the verb. Qasimun is the doer of the action.
Okay.
Yep. And it gets and as you know, as I mentioned before as well, every doer of a verb, it always comes with a dhamma tanween.
Tanween, okay.
Qasimun. Ala is what? Ala is what? Well, we have done this already. What does ala mean?
Preposition on.
Exactly. And the noun which comes after al-kursi, it's in which state?
Genitive. It's a kasra.
Excellent. Al-kursi.
Yeah.
So here you will see, let me just get my highlighter if it works this time. Last time was letting me down.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still doing the same problem to me. Okay, let's see if I can sort this out. Okay, I won't be able to sort it now. Okay, that's fine. You will see that Qasimun is singular and Jalasa is a singular verb. Let's move on now. Next one. Jalasa.
Jalasa Qasimun wa sadiquhu tariqun ala al-arikati.
Excellent.
So it's Qasim and his friend sat. Qasim and his friend Tariq sat on the sofa. So again, jalasa is singular, but the doer of the verb are plural, right?
Yes, absolutely. Is that clear so far? Yes.
Yes.
So what's happening? So what's happening here? Let me. I think it should be working now. Yes. Oh no. Okay. So what's happening here is that Jalasa is he sat. Qasimun is coming, but
Yeah.
also Qasim, is it one person who's doing the action of sitting?
No.
How many people are there?
There are two people.
Three people.
Two people.
Three people, sister. Qasim
Qasim
and
was
his friend
Sadiq.
and Tariq.
Tariq.
So there's
Oh,
three people.
all right.
So
Okay.
there's three people doing the verb.
No, here it's two. Qasim and
It's
his
two
friend
people.
Tariq.
Yes, there are two people, dual.
They are mentioning the name of the friend.
So it says Jalasa Qasimun and his friend.
Qasimun.
Yeah, my mistake.
Sorry.
Sorry. I just took in the Arabic. Jalasa Qasimun Sadiquhu Tariq. So this is Badal. Yes, that's right. So it's two people. So Qasimun and it's just two people. Normally we learnt Jalasa, correct?
Yeah.
But over here we are using the singular to highlight two people.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is
Yes.
the actual ruling itself. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then let's move on forward. Then it says,
جلس قاسم وطارق وحسن على السجادة. So it's Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan sat on the mat. So there are three people.
exactly. So here there are three people. And before we learned that we would use,
جلسوا.
absolutely. So we did first jalasu, but here, as long as the doers of the verb come after the verb, you can have the singular masculine verb.
Yes.
And Qasim, Tariq, and Hussein, three people
Yeah.
are coming afterwards. Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear. So basically, a verbal sentence always starts with a singular verb, no matter if the subject is dual or plural. Yeah.
Excellent. However, Sister Farida,
Yeah.
however, if now this is something technical, what I'm going to do now, something technical which you would appreciate what I'm doing now. Now you
Okay.
can ask me the question, Sheikh, if you're teaching us this, then what is the point of learning the 14 conjugations if always the verb, the singular, is going to come? Is that a fair question to ask? If the
Yes.
verb,
Yes.
Yes.
who said yes? Who said yes? Everyone should say yes.
Me.
Yes, good. It's a valid question to ask. Let me answer this question now. The reason why we learn 14 forms is that when the verb is coming and the doer of the action, like Qasim, Tariq, is not visible after the verb, then the pronoun in the verb will be the actual doer of the action. For example, if Qasim, Tariq, Hussein, Hassan didn't come, then we will use the actual pronoun within the verb, like he, she, or they all. So we can say jalasu, jalasu ala sajadati. So they sat on the prayer mat.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's the reason why if the doer of the verb doesn't come after, like a physical name or noun of a name of an individual, doesn't come after the verb, then we use the pronouns within the verb to represent who is performing the action.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Sister Fatima.
Can you repeat this definition slowly so we can just note it down?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
The question, first of all, the question is this: if the singular verb is going to come
is going to come.
with the dual and plural,
With the dual and
and the
plural.
plural.
Hmm.
So why is there a need to learn the 14 conjugations?
The,
To learn the 14 conjugations.
yes.
Okay, so it's a fair question. So you can see here, Jalasa Qasim, was Sadiquhu, and then Jalasa Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan. Hassan, there are three people there. So what's the point? The answer to the question.
Okay.
Now I'm going to answer the question. When the verb is coming in a sentence, when a verb is coming in a sentence, and the doers of the action, meaning fa'il. In Arabic, a doer is called fa'il. And the doer of the action, fa'il, is not mentioned after the verb, then we
Yes.
will use the pronouns with the verbs to represent who is performing the action.
Please repeat again. Assalamu alaikum, Maulana.
Alaikum assalam. Sister Fatima Aslam, can you repeat what you wrote?
Okay. The question is, if the singular verb is going to come with the dual or plural, so why is the need to learn 14 conjugations?
Correct.
The answer is, when the verb is coming in a sentence and the doer of the action, that is file, is not mentioned after the verb, then we will use pronoun, the verbs which is performing the action.
The pronouns of the verb.
Pronouns of the verb. Okay.
Pronouns of the verb which are attached to the verb.
Okay. So basically, like if we are using the pronouns first, like the names Tariq and all, so it will come Jalasu.
Excellent.
And if we are using verb first, so it will be a singular, like a third person.
Mashallah.
Okay.
Excellent, Fatima Aslam.
I'm sorry. The last words I didn't get it.
Okay,
back.
Sister Fatima Aslam, can you repeat slowly because you read it too
Last one.
fast? Last
Okay.
sentence.
Okay. It is after the
We will
file
use the pronoun of the verb
which is performing
which is performing.
the action.
Performing the
Okay,
action.
thank you so much.
Okay, now let me explain. Let me explain now.
Thank you.
So here, Jalasa, Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan. So all of these are three people. Now, for example, these are verbal sentences, and as long as the verb is coming in the beginning of the sentence, then Qasim and Tariq and Hassan, they can come and we can use a singular verb. But Sister Shanaz, can you come on the mic, please?
Yes, Maulana.
Now, Sister Shanaz, if I said Qasim wa Tariq wa Hassan, is it a verbal or a nominal sentence?
It's a nominal.
Nominal sentence.
Exactly. So
That
because
we
it's a nominal sentence and the names are coming before the verb, then the verb has to correlate and respond to the individuals, how many individuals you want to refer to.
Okay.
So then if we said Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan, then we cannot say Jalasa. We will say Qasim, Tariq, Hassan, Jalasu.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That means basically it is nouns are mentioned, we use the singular form. But if there is a pronoun, then we use the exact conjugation of the doer.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So Sheikh, when we start a sentence with a verb,
Yep.
jalasa. So when we say jalasa, and we don't use these specific nouns, Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan,
Yep.
then don't we say jalasahum and not
No.
jalasu?
No. So let me explain again. So if Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan are not being used, for example, they
Yes.
have been cut. They have come in the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah.
For example, Hada, Qasim, wa Tariq, wa Hassan.
Yes.
This is Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan. They are sitting. Then we'll say jalasu because
Yes.
they are coming before the verb.
Yes. Yeah, that I've understood. That
Yeah.
if you start with a nominal sentence, then yeah, you say jalasu.
Correct.
But when you start the sentence with the verb,
Yep.
and you want to say they sat, don't you say jalasahum?
No.
Or you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
You will say Qasim and Tariq sat. But if you want to translate they sat, then
Yes.
then what you will do,
Yes.
then you will not you would either say jalasu without Qasim, Tariq, and Hassan.
Okay.
Or
All
we
right.
say, so we can say hum jalasu, right? Hum jalasu.
Yes, hum jalasu.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's right. Hum jalasu, correct.
Thank
Sir,
you.
can I ask you one more thing?
Yes.
Is this like jalasa, the verb?
Yep.
We will give the verb according to the first name. Like what will be the, if it's male, then the verb will be the jalasa, and if it is female, then it will be jalasat.
Correct. That is correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
According to the first name, whatever the first name comes, yeah,
Yes,
either
that's
male or
correct.
female.
That's correct. But also, what you can also have, you can have jalasa as long as the first name is masculine and majority of the people are masculine and there's one female. You can use jalasa, Qasim, Tariq, Hassan, or Zainab.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got a question, please.
Sister Ismat, go ahead. Bismillah.
Okay. So if it's if you use pronoun instead of a name, proper noun of a person, then do we say jalasu hum or hum jalasu?
Jalasu itself is sufficient.
Jalasu only, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Great. Okay, thank you.
Jalasu is sufficient.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, Sister Nisa Rashid.
I wanted to know the jalasa which we are using in the beginning of the sentence with three more than two. I mean more than two people. So if we say Qasimun wa Tariqun wa Hasanun. Jalasu it is a past tense. That is jalasu, but because there are three people, can we use jalasuhum?
There's no need to use jalasuhum, sister, because it doesn't make sense. So you can't say, if you wanted to say it this way, sister, your question, let me correct it question. If we said Qasim, Tariq, wa Hassan, hum jalasu, that's correct. Hum jalasu. They, so you bring a pronoun, they, which is referring back to Qasim and Hassan. Hum jalasu, they sat. That's correct. But if you say Qasim, Tariq, Hassan, jalasa, hum, that's incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but so let me explain now. Let me explain what's happening here. Now, mashallah, we've actually done some really good work today. I'm impressed with the understanding and the concentration of everyone. The main thing is this. You remember in book 1, I mentioned this point several times. We have two types of sentences in Arabic language. Either you have a verbal sentence, or either you have a nominal sentence. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Now, let me explain. Now, in a nominal sentence, we have two parts. Do you remember?
Yeah,
you have a subject
and predicate.
And predicate.
Yes.
So in English, we call it, in Arabic, we call it mubtada and khabar.
Khabar, yes.
Do you remember? So the mubtada means the noun which starts a sentence, and khabar is the news which is being given about the mubtada. Correct?
Yes.
Now, when we say, that's first thing. Next step is that if a verb starts a sentence, for example, we say jalasa zaydun. So jalasa zaydun is a verbal sentence. Why? Because the verb is starting it. So jalasa is the verb, Zaidun is the fa'il. Fa'il, correct?
Yes.
Fa'il, he's doing the action.
He's the doer, yes.
Now, listen, this is, now see this what I'm doing, what I'm going to teach you now. Now, next time, inshallah, I was going to bring the board. Inshallah, I'll bring the board from next lesson. I'll use the whiteboard behind me so that I will do it on the screen for you, back of the whiteboard, so I'll show you what I'm teaching you. At the moment, I'm using my hands, trying to get you focused. And for next week, inshallah, I'll bring the board. Then if you have Tariq, Qasim, and Hassan before the verb, it does not remain a verbal sentence. It becomes a nominal sentence. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Now, because it becomes a nominal sentence, because they are nouns which are starting the sentence. So if we have nouns, that becomes the mubtada, the subject. Yes? Yes? So
yes.
then what happens before we, like in the example, Hada kitabun, both of them are nouns. This is a book. Yes? Hada kitabun, this is a book. Both of them are nouns. Yes?
Yeah.
Hada kitabun, this is a book, subject and predicate. These are two nouns. The other thing is that you can have a verbal sentence. Listen to this point. You can also have a verb being the khabar for a subject, for a mubtada. It's not only nouns come as the predicate, it's also verbs can come as the predicate for the mubtada, for the subject. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Could you just give an example?
Yes, I'll give you an example. If we said Jalasa Zaidun, Jalasa Zaidun is a verbal sentence, means Zaid sat. Zaid sat. But if I said Zaidun Jalasa, if I said Zaidun Jalasa, if I said Zaidun Jalasa, the translation will be Zaid is now, Zaid is the subject now, the mubtada. And now, because Zaid is coming before the verb, now the pronoun in the verb is the doer of the action, referring back to Zaid. So the translation will be Zaid, he sat.
Okay. Okay.
So it has to correspond to each other.
But the meaning of both the sentences, like we are referring Zaid said, whether we put the verb before or the noun before name. Like so, the Jalasa is the action of what Zaid is doing.
Yes.
Zaid said. So whether we write the action first or afterwards, the Mubtada and Khabar, we are giving the information of Zaid only, na?
No. Let me make the point. When you say Zaid, he sat, you emphasize Zaid, he sat. So you're using the pronoun in the verb of Jalasa, he sat, back to Zaid. So you're emphasizing who is performing the action. Zaid, he sat. And if you say Jalasa Zaidun, Zaid sat.
Okay.
So do we have to add the pronoun? Like Jalasa who? Oh, sorry.
Zaid, he sat.
Jalasa,
Yeah. So the reason why I'm doing it, I'm making you realize that there's an emphasis, a slight emphasis, which is being focused on who performed the action of sitting. So that is a slight differentiation between when the doer of the verb comes before the verb. It emphasizes the action. So it emphasizes the person who's doing the action itself. Is that clear? And
so where is the pronoun? Where is the pronoun in Zaidun Jalasa?
Huwa, the huwa pronoun in the verb.
Where does it come? Where does it come?
It's hidden.
It's hidden.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thank you, Sister Mehnaz, I think it was. Excellent. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Mulan. I wanted to ask, for example, if we say Jalasa Zaidun,
Yep.
And then we want to add the sentence Jalasu Zaidun huwa. Then we have to add huwa. That's the thing.
Yes,
Huwa
that's right.
something.
Yes.
We
Yes, that's
cannot
right.
cut Jalasa Zaidun and then continue with it. We have
Yeah,
to.
you can. You can continue with it.
Huwa.
Yeah, you can say jalasa zaidun wa akala. You can continue wa akala ta'am wa huwa dhahaba ila al masjid. You could do it that way as well.
Okay,
So even in English, we do this as well. That we mention the name of the noun of the name of the individual, and then we use he went to the shop, and then he bought some chocolates, and then he went to his house. So we use he quite often after mentioning the name of the individual who's doing the action itself. Is that clear?
Okay, thank you.
Let me quickly go over and try to do the exercise, because I want to do the exercise before I finish today's class. Then we have the female. Now the females is the same thing. Jalasat Nadiyatu ala al-kursiyi. Nadia sat on the chair. So we use jalasat, singular. Nadia is one lady. Ala al-kursi, on the chair. Then we have jalasat Zainabu wa sadiqatuha Nadiyatu ala al-arikati. So here you see that that's two people, Zainab and her friend Nadia. There are two individuals, dual, but we use jalasat on the sofa. And then the last one, jalasat Zainabu, number one person. Nadiatu, two people. Salma, three people. So there are three people, but we are using the singular verb for it. Jalasat Zainabu wa Nadiyatu wa Salma ala sariri. So we use jalasat, the singular verb, for three ladies as long as they come after the verb. Zain Muhammad, are you there? Zain, are you here today? Alaikum salam. Zain, if I said Zainabu wa Nadiyatu wa Salma, if I bring them in the beginning of the sentence, would I use jalasat or would I use a different verb?
You use plural.
Excellent. Yes, you use the plural. So what will be the plural?
Jalasna.
Excellent. Can you read the sentence again, please? Zainab, Nadia, wa Salma sat on the chair. How would you say that in Arabic?
Zainab, Nadia, wa Salma jalasna ala sariri.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. And if Nadia came before the verb, how would you say that?
Nadia jalasat.
Excellent.
Ala al-kursi.
Excellent. Next one. It says here, if I said Zainabu was sadiqatuha nadiyatu. If I said them in the beginning of the sentence before the verb, how would the verb change?
You'd put them as dual.
Excellent. Good boy. What would it be?
So Zainab wa sadiqatuha Nadia jalasna. Jalasata. Jalasata ala what is it? Arikati.
Excellent. MashaAllah, thank you ever so much for your input.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yes.
There are more than two, so we will not put jalasna.
No, there's no need.
Okay, it will be jealous.
Jalasata. It's two.
Jalasata. Okay, one question, please.
Yes, Sister Shanaz.
If we say the name, Zainabu wa Sadiqatu wa Nadia wa Salma, they said, then we will use
Jalasna.
Jalasna, no, the third person, plural.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, thank you.
MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. Did everyone understand what I'm doing so far today? Because this is really important, because it makes you understand the Quran better now. Because when you see in the Quran, when you have qad aflaha, one singular verb, al-mu'minuna, and there are many verses in the Quran, like this, which are coming. You have the singular, and you have the plural nouns itself. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, I've been successful then. Okay, I want to finish the exercises now. So as everyone has understood, now bring your pieces of paper out and check your work, and then send me the
Yes, sir.
yeah, and then send me the answers again to me. Okay, so send me the answers back to me, and I'll go through it again as well. Okay,
This exercise?
I'm going to do the exercises now. Yes. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
What page is this?
Well, 1 second. 1 second. Is the exercise which I sent in the group. So just go 1 second. So the exercise, the question was, Qasim looked at the small monkey. So Qasim is one person. Okay, so it's the singular verb. So the answer is nadara. Nadara
Qasim
ila al-qird ila al-qirdi
as-sagir.
As-Sagiri.
as-saghiri. So
As-sagir.
yes, let me explain here. So qird is the monkey. So the monkey, now is the monkey small or big? So because we are saying that Qasim looked at the monkey, and it said the monkey. So because it's the monkey, and it's a small monkey, because it's the saghir, small, is a adjective. What is it?
Adjective.
Is a sifat. Is a
Sifa
not a
mawsuf.
sifa.
Sifa mawsufa.
Ahsan, sifa mawsuf. Because of that, an ila is coming. Ila is a preposition.
Yeah.
Qirdi, and it's monkeys are masculine. Because this is masculine, we put as-saghiri, not as-saghirati. Okay?
Yes.
Right. That's number one. Number two, Tariq and Basim returned from the school. So here, Zain, I want you on the mic, please, because I want to train you up.
Sir, can you write al-raja'a instead of ad?
Yes, you can. Raja'a is perfectly fine as well.
Yeah, I've used raja'a instead of ad.
That's fine, Sister Hannah.
Okay.
Zain, can you come on the mic?
Yeah.
Zain, are you there?
Yeah.
Or sister? Okay, the reason why, Zain. So here you could see Raja'a, Tariqun, wa Basimun min al madrasati.
Yeah.
Now, Zain, if I said Basim and Tariq.
Can you repeat the answer, please, Sheikh?
Yep, Raja'a.
Sheikh, please, can you repeat? Please, can you repeat?
I am repeating it. I'm going to send this in the group as well so that you can mark it as well. Raja'a.
Okay.
Tariqun wa Basimun min al madrasati. So you could use Ada or Raja'a. Both of them are correct. But Zain, come on the mic. If I said Basim and Tariq, they returned from the school, how would I say that in Arabic?
Farikun wa Basimun ada min al madrasati.
Excellent. So Tariqun wa Basimun, either Raja'a or Ada min al madrasati, if we had Tariq and Basim before the verb. Okay, excellent. Just stay on the mic because I'm going to ask you to do all of them like this. Sarah and Aziza went to the new mosque. Sarah and Aziza went to the new mosque. So the verb, dhahabat. Dhahabat, Saratu wa Azizatun ila al-masjidi, to the mosque. Now, what type of mosque is it? Is it a new mosque or an old mosque? So the word new is an adjective, and the adjective follows the mawsuf. So al-masjid is coming with alif lam. The word al-jadid is coming with alif lam. Al-masjid is masculine. Al-jadid is also masculine as well. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes. Can we write ilal masjidi jadidin?
No, you can't. No, that would be incorrect. Because sifa mawsuf follow each other, they have to correlate and correspond with each other, sister.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Sheikh.
Yes, Sister Adina.
Yeah, just I wanted to ask you, in the proper noun, you are writing Tariq, Basit, Basim. So when do we have to put Zammatain or Zamma? Because in some you are using Zamma and some you are using Zammatain.
Yeah. So very good question. So if a name of a person has a ta'i marbuta like Saratu, you will not say Saratun.
If it's a lady, you say just Zamma.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And Tariqun and Basimun are always said with a dhamma tanween.
Because they are masculine?
They're nouns, but these nouns are able to receive them itself.
How do we know?
Yeah. This question which you have answered. I'm not going to answer it completely today because in the Arabic language there are certain names. For example, the name Fatimatu, Ibrahimo, Suleimano, Imrano, Sha'bano. There are certain names which are prevented from getting the tanween.
Okay, so how do we know?
I will teach you at a later stage all of the rulings itself.
Okay,
So if you make mistakes with the names, with the dhamma tanween or without dhamma tanween, it's perfectly fine at the moment. Because if I start teaching that, that's again another chapter which I'll touch upon when it comes to the correct time, inshallah. But a very good question, sister.
Okay, thank you.
Very good question.
Thank you.
One more question. Azizatun, is he a man then? As I took her as a girl.
No. Azizatun, because it's Azizatun, it's normally in our culture, it's one of those names which we give it at the not culture. It's a noun, is a sifa mushabbaha. So it's an adjective, the Azizatun itself. So that's the reason why I given it a tanween as well. So because in the Arabic language, if they are foreign words, sister Ismat, because you've asked a question related to Siddiq, I'll mention this point. The point is this: if the names of individuals are foreign, if the names of individuals are from foreign languages, then you do not give it a dhamma tanween. Like the name Ibrahim, it's foreign, it's not an Arabic word. Sulaiman is not an Arabic word, so we Sulaimano, Ibrahimo. So all foreign names, they don't get a dhamma tanween.
And the same way as Sarah. Sarah is
exactly. So this is some of the explanation which I'll cover at a later time. But the main thing I want to concentrate is the verbs formation and how to construct the sentences at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Next one is Kharaja Samirun wa ukhtuhu Hanan min al bayti. So Samir is masculine, and it's because coming in the beginning after the verb. So that's the reason why I use kharaja. Kharaja Samirun wa ukhtuhu, and his sister Hanan. Min is harf jar, a preposition. Min al bayti, from the
house.
That was the next question. The next one was
Number 5.
Fatima sat on the brown table.
Yeah.
Brown table.
Yeah, Fatima sat on the brown table. So Jalasat Fatimatu ala
tawlatil
al-bunniyati, because because there's ta'i marbuta there, we add a ta'i marbuta at the end.
Bunniyati, yes.
Yeah, bunniyati. So ala is coming, and that's through at-tawilati, al-bunniyati. Okay, right. Then the next question was Akram, Hussein, and Khalid went to the big house.
Zahaba.
Yeah, Dhahaba
Akramun
wa Hussein wa Khalidun ila al-bayt al-kabiri.
Yes.
It's not Akramun.
No, Akramun. No, you read. It's Akramu. You read.
Akramu.
Yeah, Akramu. It's on the pattern of al-tafdhil, and anything on that name, it doesn't receive a dhamma tanween.
Okay.
If you made a mistake, Akramun, that's fine. It's not a major mistake because we haven't done names at the moment yet.
Okay.
Okay, so dhahaba
And
Akram.
and Hussein is also Hussein?
Husaino, not
Hussein.
Husainon.
Nun?
No, there's only one dhamma.
One Dhamma, Hussein.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then number 7, sorry. Nasreen, Saliha, and Huda came out of the small room. So here,
Kharajat.
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 Nasreen, Salihatun, wa Huda min al ghurfati. Ghurfati is feminine, and it was from the room. Alif lam is added. So the adjective small will have alif lam, and also will have a time marbuta at the end. As-saghirati. Is that clear?
Yes.
Brilliant. Next, number 8. Tariq, Nadia, and Huda returned from the mosque. So
Irja.
Raja'a. You can use Raja'a is fine, or Ada. So Ada, Tariq, Nadia, wa Huda min al masjid. The word is old because from the masjid you add alif lam.
Masjidi.
Masjidi.
Al-Kadimi.
Al-Kadimi, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick on someone myself. I'm a bit concerned about someone. Where is she? Sister Shanaz Mallo. Sister Shanaz Mallo.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. You're a bit quiet today.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. I wasn't too sure. Where's Sharabano?
Yeah, Sharbanu can't come.
Okay, that's fair
She's
enough.
a bit caught up.
Right, okay, that's fine. Sister Arzina Dosa. I haven't heard you on the mic as well. Sister Arzina?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Is everything clear for you?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Dr. Shabir, is it clear for you as well? Dr. Shabir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Alhamdulillah. Sister Nasreen Behmani, is that clear for you?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam. Is it clear for you?
Yeah, can I ask one question? The first one, when we said Qasim, look at the small monkey.
Yep.
Can I start with Qasimun Nazara? The verb is to start. Nazara ilal Nazara.
If it's a Qasim Nadara, it's fine. As long as they correlate with each other, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So if you wrote the name first and then that, and as long as they're correlating with each other, it's perfectly fine.
Okay. So you can do it the way it's written in English, the way the name starts, and you can even start with the verb. There are two ways of doing it.
Yeah. If you do it that way, sister. For example, I wrote Dhahaba Akramo wa Husainu wa Khalidun. So I use a singular verb here because the doers are coming after it. But if you bring Akram, Hussein, and Khalid in the beginning, then I will say Akram wa Hussein wa Khalid dhahabu.
Yeah, okay. That's the way I did all of them.
Okay, if you did it that way, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Thank you. Okay, thank
Excuse
you.
me, but
Yes,
then you said, like if we write Qasimun, Nazara, Elal Kirdi, so we will say Qasim, he saw a monkey, a small monkey. That way we will pronounce.
Nazara.
Yeah, Nadara. He looked. Yeah.
So Qasim, he looked at the small monkey. That way.
To the small monkey. Yeah, that's right. That's a literal translation. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
MashaAllah, I think everyone understood everything very well then.
Yes, sir.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
It seems that the classes are, I think,
helping us.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
educative.
Absolutely.
Very educative, mashallah.
MashaAllah, it's really good. Next one, let's move on. I want to finish all of this before I finish the class. So the next exercises were these. The question was number 1. So Sarah and Huda and Nadia sat in the car. So I wrote Jalasat Saratu wa Huda ونادية في السيارة. في السيارة. Excellent.
But
I've written it in a different way.
What did you write?
I wrote سارة هدى ونادية جلسنا في السيارة.
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Yes.
Because it was written that you have to use the verb after the yeah,
the subject of the verb.
Yeah, that's fine. Even though you didn't follow the instruction, as long as you got the sentences correct, meaning the verbs correlating with the doers of the action, is perfectly fine.
It's either way fine. Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're doing it correctly, it's perfectly fine. But if you're making as you call it khichdi, then it's not fine. Okay, next one. Aziza and her brother Hussein returned from the school. So Aziza and her brother.
Azizata wa akhuha.
Raja'at or Adat Azizatu wa akhuha
Hussein min al madrasati.
Excellent. Excellent.
We write, sir, we write first, Rajat.
Yeah, you can either write Raja'at or Adat. Any of them is correct.
But these sentences we had to do the nouns bit first.
Yes, with the subject in the beginning.
Yeah, if you do the subject first, if you do the subject first, then you will say Saratu wa Huda wa Nadia jalasna fi sayyarati.
Yes, we do it like this.
Yes, we did that.
We did.
Yeah, if you do the other way, Rajat or Adat, then you will say Azizatu wa akhuha Hussein. Then you will say
Raja'ata.
You will use preferably. I would use the masculine form because normally Raja'a. Yeah, if you use Raja'ata, it's fine as well. But normally the males would be given the preference and use Raja'a.
That is the Arab world.
Yeah, that's how they would do it. So they say Raja'a, and that will cover both of them. Then
one thing, clarify. Just one thing I want to clarify, because the instruction was to the sentence with the subject of the verb.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have to start with the nominal.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
okay.
right.
Thank you.
So it should be Azizatu wa akhuha Hussein. So then you would make the verb correlate, respond, and correspond with the actual verb itself. Then Faisal and so this one here remains singular. That's correct. So the answer number Faisal went out the window and Huda went out the door. So then you will say, which I wrote is correct.
Faisal Zahaba.
So you will say, I need to correct this. I did a mistake here.
Zahaba.
No, kharaja.
Kharaja Faisalu
min
al-nafizati wa huda kharajat min al-babi.
Excellent.
Al-babi.
Excellent.
So sir, it won't be when Zahaba went out. So it's wouldn't be Zahaba. Faisalun Zahaba min al-nafizati.
Yes, we can write Zahaba.
We write Zahaba, sir. We write Zahaba.
That's fine. Zahaba and Kharaj are very similar. It's fine.
Yeah, okay, fine.
That's fine. That's not a problem.
So how about Faisal kharaja min al-nafizati instead of saying
That's correct.
kharajat?
My mistake. I did a mistake there. I need to. It's kharajat is incorrect. It should be kharaja or Zahaba.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll delete this myself before I send this to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
But kharaja we write for left, no? Zahaba we went.
I know. Yeah, I know. But if you put Zahaba or kharaja, that's fine. I'll accept it. That is perfectly fine.
Both are acceptable. Yeah.
That means both are same. Kharaja and
it's very similar. It's very similar. Next one. The boys and the girls sat on the small chair. So we will say Jalasa al-fityanu wal-fatayatu. Now the word chair, small chairs. Now kursiyun is chair and chairs is karasiyu. And whenever, now this point I haven't taught you yet, when you have a plural object, you can use a singular adjective. This is something new. I haven't taught you yet. So the karasi is plural As-saghirati is singular. It's permitted for non-living things.
It will be sagiri, no?
Sir,
Not
This is a
right?
new point.
this
As-saghirati.
we write the boys and the girls, not awladu, al-awladu.
No, because it's girls and boys. It says girls and boys. So you have to say al-jalasa al-fityanu wal-fatayatu. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Fityanu
about al-banatu?
Al-banatu means daughters.
Oh, about daughters.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we write?
So these are the words. Fatatu means youth, and fityan is the plural. Fatatun is one young lady, and fatayatu is the plural of young ladies, of young girls. Okay.
Excuse
what
me.
What if I wrote al-fatyani wal-fatyatu? Jalasa.
Jalasa. It should be
Jalasu.
jalasu then. Yeah.
The jalasu?
Yeah. If
Yes.
if you bring them in the beginning, then it will be jalasu.
Oh, if it is in the middle,
If it's in the middle, then jalasa.
Jalasa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me, Sheikh, sorry. On the sheet it says Jalasa Qasimun wal Banatu.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jalasa.
Girls and boys.
Jalasu. It should be
Jalasu.
Jalasu.
Yes, it's Jalasu.
So the
It should
boys
be
and the girls
Jalasu.
sat on the small chairs. Which one are you doing?
No, but
Number 6.
regarding wal Banatu,
Yep.
on the other sheet it says Jalasa Qasimun wal Banatu. So
Let me just check.
Yeah, that is because
One
the
second.
verb is coming in the beginning.
1 second. Yeah, Qasim and his sisters sat underneath. So here, Zain, what's happening here? The verb is coming before. Qasim is coming and his sisters. That's the reason we use jalasa.
No, you know what is Banatu. The next picture on the
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Banatu instead of Fatatu.
Wow.
They used Banatu. That's why.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So use al banatu as well then. That's
Yeah,
fine.
because I use Banatu as well.
No, that's fine. That's fine because banatu means bintun and banatun means daughters.
It's the plural of
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
Girls. Okay.
That's fine. If you got banatu, that's fine. That's acceptable.
And
Acceptable.
for walad also I wrote awladu.
Awladu, no. Awladu means children. Waladun awladu means children. But it's fine. It's fine. It's perfect. I'll give you some marks for it, half mark for it, but it's fine. It's fine. Now,
It's
next one.
Fatiano.
Fitiano is the plural of boys.
Okay.
And al-fatayatu is a plural for girls.
Fatiyatu girls.
Okay, and it's in the book. You will see in the book. Number 7, Tariq and Akram looked at the computer. So al-hasubu is in the book. Nadara Tariqun wal akramu ila al-hasubi or ila al-computeri. So you could write computer or you could write al-hasubi. Both of them are correct. And the last one.
This was the last.
No. Saliha.
Yes, Salihun Nazaratu.
Yes.
Nazaratu.
Saliha looked at the new doll.
Salihat. Nazaratu.
Nazarat.
Allah Dummiyati.
Al-Jadid.
Excellent. MashaAllah. Did anyone get all the questions right? Did everyone get
Sir,
everything?
I got.
Yes, I
got
sent you.
everything
Sir, I
right.
send you.
Yeah.
I send you.
I've sent you, sir.
One second. How many people? One at a time. One person at a time. Who
I
got
also
everything?
got right.
I sent.
All right. Except for awladu. I wrote for
Yeah,
boys and
awladu.
This is wrong, Awladu.
So
I
with me
write
also Oladu.
It's fine. Awladu is fine because
Otherwise, everything is correct.
Yes, we got all right, alhamdulillah.
what do you
MashaAllah.
think? All right.
Sir, I already send you.
Yes, yeah.
I've sent you as well.
Even
Yeah,
I
so-
sent you.
Full of mistakes.
Yeah. So
Not
Alhamdulillah.
doing our homework. We are
Pardon?
doing our own checking.
Yeah. So what I've done is that the reason why I've done it this way is that give yourself some empowerment and make you realize of things, so that and then the time which I'm going to spend marking each paper, like doing it in a class format, it allows everyone to give their feedback and everyone can learn from each other. That's the reason why I did it this way.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank you, sir.
everyone collectively learned something. So inshallah, I personally think it was a fantastic class we had today, a very productive and a very beneficial class today.
Thank you so much. It was really interesting.
Yeah. So inshallah, I'm going to send you some handouts out about today's lesson. That's going to be again another layer of understanding, which I haven't taught today, but I don't need to teach that handout because that information I've covered it already, but it's going to teach you a few more extra things as well.
Inshallah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I wanted to ask something.
Yes.
For example, if we are using Sifa Mawsuf,
yep,
and we are having a preposition before it, it's always kasra ending.
Yes, that's right.
And if there is no preposition, then how do we end?
It will always come. All nouns, if they don't come before if they come without a preposition before it, it gets a dhamma tanween.
Okay.
So al-kitabu al-jadidu, the new book.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, I think everyone did very well. And inshallah, so next week I'll go back into the book and continue from the book itself, inshallah. But I may send you some more exercises just to keep yourself occupied as well.
You're already busy.
It's good. The thing is that alhamdulillah, it's keeping yourself away from the TV and keeping yourself occupied.
Away from shower.
Yeah.
These exercises are helpful. These exercises are very helpful. So yes, we need them.
Social distancing.
Inshallah. So inshallah, I'll send you something else as well. So you'll just build your confidence and understanding, and you'll see that if you that how this is correlating with the Quran and how this will help you understand the Quran as well. Inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad Zain. Can you recite Dua Faraj, please?
اللهم كن لوليك الحجة
صلواتك عليه
فيها
وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا وظليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توءا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Jazakallah khair jazah. Thank you very much, and inshallah, see yourselves next week the same time, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah, shukran.
Jazakallah, sir.
Everyone is learning. So you imagine where we were 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So
Alhamdulillah.
we're hadha kitabun, hadha masjidun. We are here now doing sentence constructions, which is mashallah very good progress where we have reached. Actually, I am proud of you. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Fi amanillah.
Fi amanil kareem. Jazakallah.
Okay.